Hi, I am going to be making this a relatively brief video on basic editing with Pixlr X. I'm going to show you how to open, crop, adjust, and save. First of all, you're going to go to this little link right here or type it in pixlr.com/X. If you're not one of my students, you can find it right there, pixlr.com/X. So the first thing that you're going to do when you come to this page is you're going to open an image. So many images here. I can choose different places to get it from. This is kind of the most fun. Let's see what we have. Let's do this one here. So if I have a black and white image and you're in my class, you're going to do that. But I'm going to show you if you somehow don't have a black and white image, how to deal with that. The first thing it's going to say, it wants to pre-resize my image because my image is very large, and that's okay. I want this original maximum sized image so that if I choose to make a print out of it later, I can do that easier. These other sizes are not going to give me the same quality. So this is my size, and I'm going to hit apply. Now we see that I have this color image and it's sideways. Over here on my toolbar, this is my toggle, my home. This right here is properties. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to rotate, flip, rotate it left. And now I can't see it all. Darn it. Over here on navigate, I can see this little red part here. Shows me what I'm seeing. I'm going to click this and fit. Now I get to see this inside my screen. Okay, so I'm done with this. I'm going to close it. And now I'm not going to arrange anything. That's another day. But I'm going to use the crop function or show you how to use the crop function. So if I click on that, I can select my aspect, which means my aspect ratio is the difference between this side and this side. So a square is a 1:1. It shows you this right here. And I could do all kinds of things. I like to stick with the original, but you don't have to. So if I just drag these corners, I could do this. If I pulled this in, could pull this in, whatever I chose to do. That's actually not horrible. It was an accident, but I'm going to go with it so you can see if I want to do that. I'm just going to click on apply. And this is also changed. It continuously tells me the size of my image. So because I cropped some out, it's not as large as it was before. Another reason to keep the largest size. Next, I am not going to cut anything out, but I am going to adjust the colors and the lightness in my image. So because I'm teaching a black and white class, I want a black and white image. So I'm in monochrome or black and white. Now I'm going to slide these down. All of these color things, I'm just going to close because I don't care about those. And I'm going to look at this area, the light, the brightness, the exposure, contrast, all of these fun things. Brightness and exposure are really, really similar. Brightness kind of does the overall everything, which exposure should, but it seems to not do as much. Okay, I'm going to reset, check this out, reset my exposure. Going to go brightness up just a bit, and contrast is my friend. I can get more contrast, I can get less contrast, almost never, unless I have a super contrasty image. Am I going to want less? Almost always I'm going to want more. My goal in any photograph, black and white photograph, is I want to get white whites and black blacks and a nice range of grays in between. Contrast is one of the ways I'm going to get that. This is an interesting, so this weakens my blacks. This makes them stronger in this particular program in Pixlr here. Not all of them work that way. Whites, I'm going to make my whites a little bit brighter. See how I can do? I want to be careful to keep detail in them. My highlights are very similar to my whites, but more general. So black and white, I think, are just the black, just the white. Highlights and shadows, and this one, tricky little bugger. This makes shadows darker, this makes them brighter. So this is more, these are more generic. So this is what I'm looking for. I want to maybe just open those shadows up a bit. I can make my blacks get a little bit deeper. See how I can play with those things together. And I think that looks pretty good. This shouldn't be super white. This is fairly white. If I'm not careful, it'll get too bright. And I can click apply on this. Now I get a commercial because I have the free Pixlr, and I just tell that to go away. At this point, I can save my image, but before I do that, I want to show you another option on this adjust. I did all of this lightness. I could also go to curves instead. Curves kind of does a similar thing for me. Double click to add a dot. So this side of this curve line is my highlights. This side are my darks, my shadows. See, this is down. This is the value, how light or dark it is. And I can move this. So I change, and it changes all of the related tones. And I could pick a spot here, double click, and make this darker. So I can also affect my tones with curves. Okay. Kind of interesting. I don't usually do all of the levels, those other ones, and curves, both. And I can cancel that. But I could use either one of those. So now I'm back here at this place where I can save. I'm going to click save. And I'm going to keep a JPEG because if you're submitting to me on Canvas, we want to stay in a JPEG. I'm definitely going to change my file name. I don't want to overwrite my image. And I'm going to call this sample skull. And I can see here that my image width, my image height, those numbers are how many pixels or little tiny electronic dots make up my image. This is my quality. I'm at high quality JPEG. I like that. And I'm going to say I want to download that. So this, I could open this up and I'm going to say no thank you. Say no thank you to this ad. And this was saved to my default download folder. I can click it to save again. I can change where my files go. All of that is okay. Ad blocking software can mess this up. So I'm going to close that. But if I'm going to submit this image online, like my students will for my class, I'm going to save it one more time. And I'm going to call it again, sample skull small, because this time I'm going to look at this longest side here. And I'm going to make the longest side only 1,000 pixels so that when it gets uploaded on Canvas, it's not too huge, it doesn't take too long to upload or download. And I'm going to download it again. It could open for me. I don't care for that right now. Another fun ad. This one doesn't want to let me go, but I'm going to close here and close there. And that is a quick and simple, very basic editing on Pixlr X. Later, I will show you more complex, how to make certain areas darker or lighter instead of affecting the whole image.